Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a piano character inside Unreal Engine. This includes importing the character model, the piano model, creating a KeyRipple instance, and configuring it properly. We'll be working with sequences in the music.do plugin. Finally, we'll set up bone to control mapping. That is, mapping the bones to their corresponding controls. There's one thing I'm deliberately skipping in this video: how the piano model itself was made. I actually made a dedicated video on that a while ago, covering the entire topic. So I'll leave a link to it at the end. You can check that out directly. Alright, enough chit-chat. Let's go into the project files. We'll navigate to the character directory. First, let's create a new folder. Kinich. Now let's import the model. This one should be it. This is the character model. When importing a character skeleton, the default import type works just fine. It'll usually auto-detect it as a skeletal mesh. But if you want to be safe, you can manually select it too. Also, make sure to check the Morph Target option. Why is that? Because MMD models usually come with morph targets for facial expressions. We want those imported too. music.do has a dedicated lip sync module that can make use of these morph targets. In short, the character can sing while playing the piano. Alright, once it's imported, let's drag the skeletal mesh into the scene. Just leave it here for now. Next, let's import the instrument. We'll create a dedicated folder for it. Kinich's keyboard has a different number of keys from the others. The previous characters all use 87 key keyboards. Kinich's keyboard is a standard 88 key. So I'm making a separate one for him. It should be this one, Kinich_keyboard. For the import type, we have to force it to skeletal mesh. Even though it doesn't actually have bones, it only has morph targets. This way, it can generate a control rig. Same as before, make sure this box is checked. Good, let's save it. Now drag this keyboard into the scene as well. Next, we need to create their control rigs. Right-click the skeletal mesh and select Create Control Rig. Just save it directly. Don't bother looking inside the control rig yet. There's nothing in it right now. Do the same for Kinich. Create Control Rig. Good. Next up, we need to find the KeyRippleUnreal class. In the content browser, there's a plugins folder. Under it, you'll find the music.do C++ classes. Double-click to open it. Here are the instrument categories. Find KeyRipple, that's the piano, right here. Then, under the public folder, you'll see this thing. It's called the KeyRippleUnreal C++ class. Drag it into the scene. Let's give it a name. KeyR stands for KeyRipple. Kinich. Now let's parent both the keyboard and the character under this instance. Once that's done, reset the transforms on both the character and the keyboard to 0. Whoa, why is it so big? Wait, why is this so huge? Oh, it's not too big, it's too high up. Okay, that scared me for a second. I was wondering why it was so massive. Alright, the actual height difference is that he's even shorter than Farina. Looks like I have Farina's height set wrong. Still a bit too low down. Okay, why is the pigeon so big? Oh, so that's how it is. I thought that was just a meme. Turns out I actually ran into it. Why is the pigeon so big? Alright, now I need to open a sequence. Because all the following steps need to be done inside a sequence. If you haven't created one, you can create one right here. One already have quite a few sequences. So I'll just use this piano sequence. Once it's open, now let's drag both the character and the keyboard skeletal meshes into the sequence. After they're in, we need to add the control rigs we just generated. Click the plus icon here and find their corresponding control rigs, the keyboard's control rig, and then the character's control rig. Let's save. Now we can open the Music DAW plugin. Under the Windows menu, find Music DAW, click Refresh. Now we can see KeyRipple_Kinich here. This is the initial setup page. No values have been filled in yet. We'll need to enter them later. Now we need to find the KeyRipple instance. There are a few properties we need to fill in. Under the basic settings, you need to specify the piano, the performer, and the piano's materials. So let's set those. For the piano, use Kinich keyboard. For the performer, use Kinich. As for the materials, there are ready-made ones in the project. You can use them directly. mud_key_white and mud_key_black. As for what these materials are all about, that's covered in the piano making video. For now, we'll just use the masses. Once these are set, go back to Music DAW and click Setup Control Rig. Click it. You can see something has changed. Let's save first. In the animation sidebar, you should see some new items under Kinich's control rig. A whole set of controls has been generated. Alright, let's switch to the second tab. The operation page. Here, select Initialize Piano. The bottom button. Click it. And magically, the piano keys now have colors. This initialization step applies the selected key materials to every single key. It's overlapping. It's overlapping with Farina's piano. Let me move it out of her way. There we go. Besides adding materials to the keys, changes have also happened in the sequence. This is the keyboard. Under it, a bunch of material tracks have been added. Every single key on the keyboard now has its own material track. That's a lot of tracks. Let me collapse them. Aside from the material tracks, we can also see that the control rig has gained some new stuff too. Open it up. There's a new piano key root. You can see it in the animation sidebar too. Open that up, and you'll see even more tracks. Every single key has its own track. to record its press state. This is also very long. As many tracks as there are keys, the piano key deformation animations are written into these tracks. And the glow animation for the keys is written into the material tracks we saw earlier. Alright, the piano is all set. Now let's take a look at KeyRipple's control rig. Open up the control rig. As you can see, besides the button hierarchy, there are a lot of controls underneath. The entire control system is already in place. But right now, they're all at the origin point. They haven't been moved to where they should be. So next up is button to control mapping. Let's go to the third tab. This is where we map controls to buttons one by one. Click Add. This is where we fill in the mapping table. The left column is all the buttons. The right column is all the controls. We need to place each control in its corresponding spot. Let's see what controls we have. Bass root and control root. For the piano, we don't need to worry about those. For instruments like pianos or guzhangs, character moves, but instrument stays put. Next up are the fingers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 fingers total, plus left and right hand. Let's start with the hands. First, the left hand. This list is all buttons. Searching through this manually would be a pain, because there are so many buttons. So we can filter here. There are 2 filter bars. The top one is for filtering buttons. The bottom one is for filtering controls. Good, that's the left hand. Now let's add the right hand. Next, let's take a look. Now for the arm pole vectors HP. They can be positioned at the elbow joint for now. I can't remember the exact name of the elbow button. Let me check. The thing is, I can't type in Japanese. You can recognize it, but I can't input it, and I don't know how to read it. This is the word. This is the right one. Let me switch it. Oops, duplicate. I picked the wrong one. Next. Now we need to set up the head control. Find the head button. Next up are the 10 fingers. The tip buttons usually have 先 Soki in their name. There they are. Left hand pinky is finger 0. Finger 1 is the left ring finger. Finger 2 is the left middle finger. Finger 3 is the left index finger. Your skeleton's button names may be different, so make sure to match them against the actual names in your skeleton. Now onto the right hand. The right hand is reversed. The first one is not the pinky, but the thumb. The finger numbering follows the order when both hands are placed on the keyboard, from left to right. It's not ordered from pinky to thumb. The rest of the controls can be ignored for now. Let's save. Then click this sync button. It synchronizes the buttons and controls. Click it, and you'll see the controls have snapped to their correct positions. Now we need to go back into the characters control rig. Select all the controls. Let's make them smaller. Otherwise they're way too large, and they'll get in the way of our view. You can change them from solid to dashed. Of course, you can pick a different shape if you prefer. I'd recommend using spheres in dashed mode. That works well. Alright, that's it. The control rig initialization is now complete. As for the character's materials, please add those yourself. I won't be covering character materials in this tutorial. It shouldn't be too complicated for you. That wraps up this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.